Hello, and welcome to this episode of the How to Choose Happiness and Freedom Show. I'm your host, Lauren Foster, happiness coach and founder of Be Happy First. And as you can see, I'm doing something completely different today. I wanted to share with you some of the tools and toys and tricks and things that I use to get myself fully connected to my source, because this is what happiness is. When you are feeling joyful and loving and appreciative, then you are right lined up in the same vibration with God, with source, with your higher power, your higher self, the great spirit, the universe. It doesn't matter what word you call it. Alignment with the force that is beating your heart is how you know what happiness is. And you can move in and out and further and closer away to connection with your source all throughout every minute of every day. But what we're learning here is to determine and to do this on purpose and to bring our thoughts and our attention, this month's topic, back to things that make us feel alive and joyful and connected to source. So, some disclaimers. Always be careful with fire. Never leave candles unattended. They're not joking about that, especially if you have cats with long tails around. So I was debating about whether to light the candles because Willie with the long white tail was being pretty active while we were getting things started. But he's settled down now, so I decided to light the candle. So this is my altar, my sacred space, and it's full of cool, fun things that I think are neat, that I like to play with, that I like to imagine with, that I like to use to direct my focus. Now, the second disclaimer is that this is not about religion. It's not, I was raised Baptist. I have two best friends who were raised Catholic, one who's an atheist. I have a very close friend who is a Wiccan high priestess, and another who is a devout Buddhist. It's not about any sort of religion. And the rituals that you'll see may look similar to something that you've seen before, but mostly I made them up. I love to read about different things, and I love to study Eastern religions and pagan religions. And you've heard me mention the show Vikings before. I'm fascinated with the way that they worship Odin and Freya and those old Norse gods. And I just think it's cool and fun and interesting, and it helps me to focus. So, my altar has candles of some sort all the time. I like white candles because they feel like they represent pure white, positive energy, like the light that's pouring down on us from the heavens. But sometimes I'll have all different color chakra stones across my altar. Those are hard to come by because the occult store is closed right now. So I don't have any of those right now, but it's not about what you have here. It's about how you create rituals that feel good to you, that get you lined up and feeling like you are wielding your own personal magic to create your days on purpose. So, I don't see any comments. Tammy's there. You'll tell me if you can't hear me or if anything's funky, right? Right. All right. Okay. So first, just an overview of some of the things that I have here. Here's my magic wand. My magic wand has a little amethyst ball on the end of it. Amethyst happens to be my mother's birthstone. This is my mother's hat. Is a hat a sacred thing? Yes. When it makes you think of your sweet departed mama, it completely is, you know? So you can find sacredness and joy and appreciation and connection in anything. The song of the birds, petting your cat, listening to music, making love, anything that makes you feel alive and in love is connecting you to source. So there's amethyst on my magic wand, which again, I don't know how to use a magic wand. I don't know how to cast spells, but I love having a magic wand, you know? Same thing with my crystal ball. I don't know how to see the future. I don't know anything about divining. I read about it sometimes just because it's fun, but usually my attention wanders away and I forget what I learned. This amethyst stone is raw amethyst. This was a gift from my meditation guru, my teacher, where when I got certified as a meditation teacher, Masters of Wisdom and meditation teacher. And so, this is something that I treasure. And amethyst has all kinds of amazing spiritual qualities that, of course, are slipping my mind at the moment. My necklace is garnet. I just happened to look this up today, and garnet represents friendship and trust. And, that's something that I really want in this gathering. Now, I put the necklace on before I looked it up, so I didn't do that on purpose, but maybe this is the universe at work. Okay, so here's a kitty cat wandering around. My animals are going to make a lot of appearances because we're in a different place. So let's just hope we don't catch the house on fire. Okay, all right. So I also have stones of all different kinds. That there's about 2 for each of the chakras, because sometimes I like to just really focus on the different energy centers in my body and the emotions and the ways of creating that are represented there. And this is Eastern religion. I'm not sure exactly which one, but I love these. I think they're beautiful and they're fun to play with, and they're fun to hold, and they're fun to think about and study. Are they magic? You decide. Everything has energy, and the energy of this stone is different than the energy of this stone and this body and that cat and this table. So, but it's all God. It's all source energy that is flowing through each and every one of us. So these are all cool, fun things that I have around all the time. But I wanted to show you one specific ritual that I like to do every morning that goes along with steps 2 and 3 in your journaling PlayShop. So remember, step 1 is your magic orchid. I always do step 4 in my nice, big, beautiful journal. And I have a whole bag full of colored pens. So I like to write in different colors, just based on whatever I feel like, what feels like fun, what feels like creativity, what feels like connection. So that I do my 1 through 4. And then so number 2 is your I am statements, your affirmations, your declaration to the universe as to how you want to feel and what you want your life to look like. So this could be, I am strong, I am fit, I'm brave, I am clever, I have great clarity. When I look at new things, I learn them easily. And so that's step 2. And then step 3 are your just 3 creation statements for the day. So we get so bogged down in our to-do list, and we have 20 or 30 or 40 or 200 things to do on our to-do list, that we never feel a sense of completion, and we never feel a sense of accomplishment at getting that done. Let's say hello to Dilly. There's Dilly today. There we go. So only do 3. We call these action statements. We call them to be statements. So pick the top 3 things in your world that are important to you today. So if you're building a business, there may be 3 things within your business that you really would love to concentrate your creative energy on in this day. So you write those 3 things, and then we come to this step. And I like to write down about 5 or 6 different statements, just words about the things that would most serve me and what I'm wanting to create today. So like today on a show day, I always ask for inspiration. I want to be inspired and inspiring. I want to feel that the life of source energy and source intelligence flowing through me for me. And I also want to be inspiring to you and to find the right words to lead you to having this amazing connection with your source as well. All right. So for this part, this is just a little book of like Post-it size notes. They're not sticky. They're just, it's a little notepad. I get these at Tuesday morning for like $1.99 each. And this particular one says, "Don't worry, beach happy." If you were at my reverse birthday party a couple of years ago, you probably got one of these. So I use one of these, and you just use one sheet. And then I have a sacred cup that was probably noisy, from my Primal Health Coaching Institute. This was a gift from them. So it's sacred to me. It's just a metal cup, but it's full of cool, all different colored Sharpies. And so I'll let the universe guide me to whatever color I pick out for the day. So Orange. Orange is representative of your sacral, not your sacral, your the second one up chakra. See how I don't remember exactly what they all are, but it's about female productivity, and it's about creativity, and it's about getting things done in the world. So orange works for me. And then I'll just write state that words that are indicative of the things that I want to be creating today, the ways that I want to feel today. And this is also an opportunity to get very specific about words. So when I was creating this example, I started to write productive. And as soon as I started to write it, I thought, wait, productive, that feels like pushing. That feels like trying. That feels like working hard. What is another word that means the same thing? Because I do want to produce things. I want to write great content. I want to create great shows that will help other people to be happy and free on purpose. I want to, create great websites. I want to be creative. And so instead of productive, I wrote creative. Same thing with disciplined. Discipline can sound like, a rigid schedule, or it can sound like a spanking. So discipline to me is a not completely positive, high vibration word. So creative goes in that as well. I am staying in the flow of attracting great ideas and being clever and intuitive and able to act on and execute on those great ideas. You see how that goes? So in this particular list, I have clarity, I have inspiration, I have patience. There are, always there are going to be people and things and events in your life that aren't going just exactly like you want them to, and having the patience to know that those things are going to work themselves out in the beauty of time is something that I really desire for myself. I don't want to be mad, I don't want to be frustrated, I don't want to be annoyed or angry. I want to be patient. And the next one, I want to have faith, and I want to have confidence that everything is working out for me, and I want to feel secure. Security can also feel like a negative word, but it also can feel the same as confidence, in that just the security of knowing that all things that are needed for my good grace and health and happiness are right here for me. So having that feeling of security. And then again, creativity. All right, then the next step that I do is we tear this out. And then the next supply that you need is just a birthday candle. 50 cents for, a pack of however many, 30. This is not anything that's expensive. And then some sort of fireproof vessel. I have this little cauldron, which you'll see it has a trifecta on. Yeah, a trifecta on the front of it. I think that's what that's called. See, the symbol is not important to me. The vessel is important to me. And I love that the symbol is there, but there you go. All right, but anything will work. Before I got this, I used a little cast iron frying pan. So anything that's not going to catch on fire. All right, so then I just make a little crease in this, and I snuggle it down in the bottom of my little cauldron. And these are bamboo skewers that you can just buy at the grocery store that I use because wood is supposed to be a very good thing to use in rituals. And of course, wood does burn. And then I just make the end of this candle a little bit sticky. And again, be very, very careful with fire. And the microphone is kind of in my way too. So I just kind of melt the end of that and stand it on my little note so that it's just standing there suspended all by itself. And then I light the candle. All right, so now all of my wishes for my day, all of the grand feeling and ideas and inspiration, all the things that I want for my day are now here lit with this sacred little flame. And then I might I have a little incense burner here. So I might light some incense from that candle and let the incense burn. I have a smudging sage thing, which I haven't used because it's so pretty. But I have some other little sage things that I'll smudge the house with. Again, there's scientific evidence that smudging actually does cleanse the air. And, I believe that consciously directing positive energy into the corners of your home, how can it be bad? What's it possibly going to hurt? And if it's fun and you enjoy it and it makes you feel good, then why not? All right. So then once this is all done, now I meditate. And sometimes I meditate listening to the sound of the rain, or sometimes I will use the Insight Timer meditation app and just have a very low music track playing that I listen to. Sometimes I just listen to silence and pay attention to my breath, and just the whole idea of meditation is to get so still that you can hear the voice of your source, that you can feel the presence and the connection with your higher power. And that, your body might start to move in this new rhythm that comes with being really, really still and really, really connected. And then I stay as much as I can in that state of stillness until this candle burns down and it sets the little piece of paper on fire. And so this symbolizes these wishes being released into the universe. So they don't need to be written down anymore because they're done. And then I take off on my day and live a perfect, on purpose day from there, creating days full of joy and full of accomplishment and success and happiness and joy and freedom. So I would love to hear if you have rituals that you engage in. Maybe I had a friend once who would journal with her coffee every single morning, and then after lunch every day she would treat herself to 15 minutes of reading. People who get up from their desk every 90 minutes and go for a walk in nature and connect with nature in that way. So anything that makes you feel good and alive and happy and joyful and free is connecting you to source, and is a great way to learn to live your life happy and free on purpose. All right. So if you haven't already done so, go to the link that Tammy's going to put in the comments. And yep, she already has. Go there and sign up for the free How to Have Anything You Want journaling PlayShop. It will only take you about 20 minutes to listen to the videos and look at the playbook and look at the instructions and get all of your stuff together. And then these 5 simple steps that if you make this a habit in your day every day, within 30 days, you are going to notice that your life is already better. And you won't have to try to stay at this, because you'll be so in love with and intoxicated with how great your life feels that you're more than happy to do these. You love doing these. You have fun doing these, and you have fun watching how an amazing life is unfolding before you deliberately. Creating your life on purpose. That's what we're all about here. All right. So we're going to talk more about intention and attention next week on Tuesday and Thursday at 11:30 Eastern Time, right here on the Be Happy First page. We are preparing for our June 1st launch of the Happy and Free on Purpose 28-day challenge. So stand by for more information about that. Get on our mailing list, because we'll keep you up to date on that as it unfolds. And we're excited. We're excited to be here helping you to live the life that you really, really want, to really believe that you can be and do and have whatever it is that you want. So I will see you next week. In the meantime, remember that happiness is a choice, and you can always choose to be happy first. I'll see you Tuesday.